Hello, beloved ones. Today we will explore how Americans care for and harvest apples, as well as the processes involved in the largest apple export facility in the United States. In recent years, the apple production of the United States has often fluctuated due to factors such as weather, economic conditions. However, in many years, the apple production of the United States can reach hundreds of thousands of tons or even millions of tons. The states of Washington, New York, and Michigan are the largest in apple production in the United States. In 2020, according to data from the USDA, apple export volume was estimated to be around 1.2–1.5 million tons, equivalent to about 3–4 of the total fruit export volume. Apples from the United States are primarily exported to countries all over the world, with some key markets that U.S. apple exports focus on including Canada, Mexico, China, South Korea, Japan, and other Asian countries. American farmers typically plant apples in the spring or early summer, depending on the type of apple tree and the region of cultivation. The barren fields need to be plowed and divided into rows for planting. In recent years, the apple acreage in Washington state has ranged from about 160,000 to 175,000 acres. Every year, thousands of workers are involved in the process of planting and caring for the crops. Next, due to the extensive planting area, they install an automatic irrigation system. Refer to a model of an apple orchard with rows of apple trees, where the apple trees will grow steadily. As the trees grow, their branches spread out widely. Farmers here will prune the branches into a canopy to facilitate care. They frequently trim the tree leaves to encourage flowering. Typically, apple trees may take from 2 to 5 years after being newly planted to bloom and bear fruit for the first time. At this stage, monitoring and controlling pests such as insects and fungal infections is very important. These apple trees are typically managed and cared for to have an average lifespan ranging from 15 to 30 years. To promote pollination, farmers use methods such as shaking apple trees to stimulate natural pollination. Removing weeds around apple trees helps reduce competition for water and nutrients from the apple trees. Typically, the apple season lasts from 1 to 3 months. After months of meticulous care under the hands of farmers, the first blossoms finally burst into beautiful bloom. In the United States, different types of apples and harvest seasons vary depending on the state and region. Early season apples, typically harvested from July to early September. These apples tend to ripen quickly and are consumed during the short season. Mid-season apples, typically harvested from late August to October. These are primarily used for fresh consumption or processing.
Late-season apples, typically harvested from October to late fall or even early winter.
These apples often have longer storage capability and are used for storage and long-distance shipping purposes. The type of apple we are exploring today is the late-season apple, known for its large, beautiful, and sweeter fruit. This type of apple is very suitable for export due to its popularity for its eye-catching red color and sweet, crisp taste. Caring for this type of apple also requires more meticulous attention and effort, as they are prone to diseases that cause fruit drop and rot. When the fruit reaches a bright red color, the farmers here proceed with harvesting and take them to the processing plant. They will use the most advanced machinery in the world for harvesting. The machines will shake the trees to make the fruits fall down. In 2024, Washington produced approximately 6.8 million tons of apples, accounting for about 60–70% of the total apple production in the United States. In the past, people used to harvest apples manually by hand, which led to a lot of damage to the apples due to the large area and overwhelming workload. With the support of machinery technology, harvesting has now become much easier. They harvest the entire season's crop in just 3 days. After harvesting, the apples are placed into crates and transported to the processing plant. Next, let's explore the processes within the largest apple export facility in the United States, where apples are prepared for export. At the processing plant, employees will take the apples and bring them inside for further processing. Here, the apples will be washed with sterilized water to remove any dirt and bacteria. Then, the apples will be transferred onto a conveyor belt where brushes in the machine will further clean the surface. The workers here will remove any apples that do not meet the standards from the conveyor belt. The rejected apples will be taken to another conveyor belt for juicing. The apples that meet the standards will be sorted and packed into trays and boxes for export. Some will be packed into small bags to be sent to domestic supermarkets. Every day, this factory produces up to 10 tons of apples. The apples are stored in containers without any concerns about quality deterioration, and they can be transported for several days without risk of damage. The remaining apples will be delivered to supermarkets nationwide for retail. However, an average estimate could be around 1 to 1.5 kilograms of apples per person per week. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe and turn on notifications to watch the latest videos.